Hello and welcome to Slingshotter. In this tutorial, we are going to complete the Hula Hoop contract. So in this contract, we need to launch a satellite in a specific orbit. So the first thing we're going to do is create a new rocket and select the Hula Hoop contract. And then we need to select the correct payload. By default, the payload is a crewed capsule for one person. And we're going to select instead an unmanned payload, which can be found in the Neptune class tab. Then we need to reach the delta V target. So for that, we are just going to make the rocket bigger, first stage and second stage, and we can see the delta V grow and at some point reach the target. Now we need to increase our thrust to weight ratio. For that, we just increase the number of engines, first on the first stage, then on the second stage. Let's take a little bit of margin for the second stage. And we see that we need to increase a little bit the delta V for the first stage because adding more engines decreased that delta V. And now we're good. So the rocket has no issue. Everything's green. We can give it a little name. And then we can build the rocket at our factory. Then we launch the rocket and we're going to create the flight plan. So first, we need to reach orbit. So the first thing we do is deplete our first stage. So lengthen the burn until there is no more fuel, and then adjust the slope so that the rocket has a lot of horizontal speed and not so much altitude, because that's horizontal speed that we need to reach orbit. We had a staging event, and now the second stage takes over. And here we increase the length of the stage 2 burn until we reach orbit. And that's it. So now let's take a step back. If we unzoom, we can see in red the target orbit. That's where we want to be. And we can see that our orbit is not at all aligned with that plane. So the first thing we're going to do is move the flight in time until the takeoff is more or less aligned with the red target. So we drag all the events on the timeline together until the cluster of events at the beginning of the trajectory is aligned with the red orbit. And when that's the case, we adjust the ascent burn, in particular the azimuth angle. By default, the azimuth is 0, which means the rocket launches eastward. So we decrease the azimuth until the planes are almost aligned. And it might require a little bit of trial and error and back and forth between changing the azimuth and changing the launch time. But at some point, the trajectory is aligned with the target, and now we can increase the burn duration. And we see that our orbit is now overshooting the target. So we are going to decrease it again until it aligns with the target. Okay, so now we've done half of the work. Our apoapsis is in the correct location, but our periapsis is still close to Earth, so we need to raise it. So we move the time cursor at the apogee, and we create a new burn, a prograde burn that's going to raise the periapsis. And we see that we need to adjust the timing of the burn and the throttle, and we are almost there. And by tuning the timing at some point, the mission becomes completed. And that's it. The target orbit became green, and we completed the mission Hula Hoop.